Right, so kia ora everyone. My name is Matt Gritt. I'm a Senior Solutions Engineer for Sumo Logic. And today I'm going to take you through a DevSecOps demonstration, and we'll do some questions and answers afterwards. With me is Ryan Johnson, and he'll be answering your questions in the Q&A section and the chat. Feel free to reach out to him and ask your questions, and he'll either address them straight away, or we'll bring them up in the Q&A session later on. So I'm going to turn my video off to save some of you bandwidth, and we'll dive straight in. So Sumo Logic is a cloud-native machine analytics platform delivered as a service. We help customers monitor, troubleshoot, and secure their modern applications and infrastructure. The Sumo Logic platform has several key advantages. So the fact that we're one true multi-tenanted architecture makes dealing with static capacity limits a thing of the past. So it enables us to base pricing on your average ingests rather than the peak, unlike legacy vendors. So this kind of translates to roughly a 30% saving straight out of the gate. So one of the other things that we have available is the fact that not all data is created equal. Our customers can differentiate between production, development, and compliance data with pricing and performance that reflects the true nature, the true value of the data. So what I'm going to do today is take you through a scenario. So one of the things that we're going to do in the scenario is we're going to use Sumo Logic to understand the health and events of what's happening in the system. These events include operations, development, and security-related data, all visualized on a single dashboard. This is to provide visibility to groups that have a wide breadth of responsibility, basically, namely the DevSecOps groups. So instead of looking at these from a sort of a siloed perspective, we'll be correlating the logs across the whole of the CI/CD pipeline. We're going to be seeing some anomalous behavior occur in our dashboard that we regularly monitor and look at. We're going to investigate a situation, and we're going to use this to prevent a potentially costly attack. So how does this all come about? So first of all, I'm just going to jump over into a Slack channel where we can see that I've just got an alert from an anomalous activity, a spike in our data ingest. So this data ingest is an out-of-the-box alert that comes with Sumo, and we always recommend setting it up as best practice. The alert could be caused by something like too many errors, failed logins, a developer accidentally cranking up their logging and leaving it on, or some other unknown event occurring. So we can see that from this alert, I can dive into my DevSecOps dashboard. So I'm just going to click on that now, and it will log us into the Sumo Logic account. And this is our DevSecOps dashboard. So most of the dashboard panels that you can see here come from our out-of-the-box applications catalog, which has pre-built content for many of the common technologies, including an extensive set of AWS integrations. And you can see that in our app catalog here. So these are all pre-configured dashboards, alerts, and queries for the various technologies that you can see. Don't think that this is all we do. We also have our Git repository where we have other apps that are being built and tested. But these are the ones that have gone through our rigorous testing process. And this is available for all of you on the app catalog in your environment. So let's just go back to the DevSecOps dashboard. So here we can see you've got different visualizations. We can see the rate of data flowing into Sumo by log levels, which is over here. And this can help us understand the overall activity and help establish a baseline of what's normal, a normal activity or behavior. This is actually the panel here. This is the one that generated that alert. There are also other panels. So we can see here that we've got Jenkins coming through and the average build duration that we've got in milliseconds. As we scroll down, we've got CPU utilization and network traffic. We've also got web operations, so ELB requests and where they are in the world. And our login, log server status codes. And we also have threat intelligence going on, and we can see what's going on, etc. Mainly these are low or unverified threats. So if we looked at most of the logs and metrics behind these panels on their own, we might not see a problem, but graphed and visually correlated as they are, and presented on a single dashboard, some peculiarities stand out. And we'll start digging into our metric spike in the network traffic. So this is the one we're looking at here. So you can see that we've had a bit of a rise in our network traffic for some reason, and we can see that we've also got rises here in our debug logs. So I'm just going to jump into this. So this is a metrics query that we're looking at the moment. So if you recall from our log level rate, we saw a ton of new debug logs. And what I'm going to do is while debug logs may seem harmless, I want to see if this has anything to do with the spike that we've got. This is the spike here. This is the Docker TCP connections coming through here. But what we've got down here is we've got a query running on our demo DevSecOps source category. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually just going to add the keyword debug. So this is going to look in that source category for debug. So we're overlaying, we're doing a log overlay on the debug logs. And I'm going to be search my source category of demo DevSecOps apps for the keyword debug. A source category is a sort of metadata tag that is applied when the logs are ingested to help keep them organized. You can think of it sort of like a taxonomy. So this query here generates this sort of heat map. So we can see here that the word debug started appearing in our logs around about just before we started getting this more inbound TCP connections. So I'm going to drill down into this particular time slice. So now we're in here, we can actually see that we've got log lines coming in. So this is an actual log line coming in from our demo DevSecOps apps. But I want to see what's been happening like immediately before and after the inbound TCP spike. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the surrounding messages. And I'm going to go plus or minus 5 minutes. So that's changed the window that we're looking at, and it's going to bring back more results. So you can see here that I'm searching the source category demo DevSecOps apps. But I'm going to use a wildcard on this. So what a wildcard does, it allows us to not only see the logs that are under the apps portion of our source category, but it will also allow us to see the logs that are coming in through Docker and our Jenkins and our Nginx logs. So I'll just put an asterisk in there, our wildcard. So this is running over the same time period. And as you can see here, it's bringing back a few thousand messages. Now, if I was to go through these one at a time, it's going to take me a very long time to go through these. So here's when we have something to make it a little bit easier. This is the log reduce. Log reduce is a machine learning algorithm that clusters the log messages based on similarities. It condenses thousands of raw log messages into easily readable signatures. Anything in static text is consistent from the message to message, while anything in the asterisks are the various variables. So we're still bringing back the same amount of results, and we're also going to look at what's happened. This has happened so many times, etc. So I'm just going to go to the very end of this, and we can see the events that happened only once. So we can see a message that occurred only once. This is a Jenkins log coming through, and we can see that the debug is set to true. So that probably indicates that that's where the debug logs are coming from. It was probably pushed with the new build. But why are we seeing network traffic spike? So we can see that we've pushed new information to our production environment, but why are we seeing this network spike? So this is where we're going to use log compare to see how the signatures in our environment have changed. I mean, I'm going to compare them with what happened 7 days ago. So log compare is a variation of our log reduce. It will run 2 log reduce searches concurrently and show you the delta between them. So this is running for the same time period 7 days ago and our initial search as well. And this is where we can see changes between those deltas. So you can see that between last week and this week, we've had a 13% reduction in this kind of log message. But this is interesting. We've got new messages. So this is saying that we couldn't find it in the logs 7 days ago, but we have found them now. So looking at this, it looks like this is an access, probably coming from our Nginx access logs. And it looks like they're trying to access the web page, the URI admin test access. And we can see we've got a couple of these coming in. Now, I know that admin test access is a back-end page for our developers to do some testing. And it may have accidentally been left on and pushed into production in our recent build. So this is obviously something that we want to get turned off immediately. So we might want to do a little bit more investigation once we've turned that off. Just to see if anybody's accessed the admin test access URI and see if they gained any access during that attack. So instead of writing a query, I'm going to use our web server access search template. So I'm just going to bring that up now, web server access. So this is our web server access search template. Search templates can help you simplify the searches for your users by giving them a few easy input choices. This search template was originally created for our customer support team to help troubleshoot issues that our customers were having. But I'm going to use it now to investigate this issue further. So we knew that they were looking at that admin test access URI. So I'm just going to enter that now. So admin test access, and I'm going to press return. So we can see that, again, it's bringing back thousands of results to this URI. It looks like from the timestamps that it's from our most recent build. And it looks like it's bringing back 401 status, which is a good thing. So I'm just going to jump to the end of that just to see 401 status. Yeah, it looks right. But I'm going to want to confirm that there were no successful attempts. So I'm actually going to add into this query search template box 200 status, which is, success. So it's bringing back the results. Right, excellent. It's brought back no results. So this is a good thing. This is basically saying that nothing was returned, so there were no successful unauthorized access to this URI. So that's good. We now can say, that we haven't had any unauthorized access. Brilliant. So me being a curious fellow, I want to see, if there was any trends to these unauthorized access attempts. If you recall back from our dashboard, there were a ton of access from Russia, and we saw a ton of it in our search template. So we're going to look up the geolocations of the IPs, and I'm going to use my search template as a base. So I'm going to open up the underlying query underneath this. So you can see here, this is the underlying query, and you can see that we've got these our placeholders for our parameters here. But I'm just going to get rid of this count by, because I want to see where they're coming from. And I'm going to do a count by, I'm going to want to know country name and region just to pull this off. So I'm just going to copy them across. I'm going to run it again. So this is basically going to show, oh, I better change it for not from 200. I want to show all of them because we know that nobody got in. So what I'm going to do now is run that, and we can see what's been going on. So we can see that there's a lot of global activity here, but a massive amount of it is coming from a specific region in Russia, from that particular one region, which is obviously quite strange, and it might have significance for you. So that's all I've really got for this particular demo. In today's demo, we got an alert about an anonymous spike in our data ingest. We used log reduce and log compare to identify the changes in our environment's fingerprint. Then we used our search capabilities to quickly find the root cause of that ingest spike and prevent a potentially costly attack. So in the beginning of the demo, I mentioned a few benefits of our multi-tenanted architecture. One of the other benefits is that if you sign up for a free trial, you get a production-ready environment that you can immediately start ingesting and analyzing your logs and metrics data. So this free trial has all the capabilities and benefits of a paid Sumo Logic subscription, plus myself or another solutions engineer will be assigned to help you build out your environment. You can sign up for free. I think there will be a link added, and it's basically sumologic.com, sign up. So that's all I've got for the demo, and I think we're just going to go around now to a question and answers. So it's open to you. Any questions? Ryan, I can't hear you.
Thanks, Matt. So yeah, as Matt said, if there's any questions around the content that's been shown today, both myself and Matt are available. Not only are we available on here, but Sumo Logic has a public Slack channel that we encourage everyone to come interact with us. You can find it here in the chat window, slack.sumologic.com. That is a registration portal where you can sign up and you can interact with myself, with other Sumo Logic customers, with Matt, and with the wider Sumo team. We're at this lovely place right now where we've got customers and users answering other users' questions. So the community has truly grown, even in my time at Sumo Logic. Question from Gerald. Can you explain the double curly brackets, the parameterization? Matt?
Yeah, so happy to. Gerald. So when we're making a search template like this, instead of us writing something like, let me just copy this. I'll show you really quickly. I'm just going to make a new search. So I'm just going to type this in. I'm just going to get rid of that URI. So instead of writing search matches 200, what we can do, let's just look at the last 60 minutes. What we do is we set this up as a parameter. So we can set this and go, actually, I want to create a parameter out of this. So that's all it's doing. It's saying, hey, I want a parameter. And you can give it a name, you can give it a default value, and you can say what type it is. So you've got various different types, string, any keyword kind of thing, or number. And then you can just go save. So what this means now is I can go and put 401 in that, and that's what creates it.
One of the great advantages of using search parameters is if you could just close down the query box there, Matt. No, yep, that one there. For users who might be unfamiliar with the query language, this is a great way to make this completely form-based. So it improves the user's experience and and the intuitiveness of the platform. And I've provided a link to our documentation there.
Any other questions? Well, if there are no further questions, then I feel that we can give you about 30 minutes of your day back. Thank you very much for coming and participating in this. And we hope to see you at other webinars or in person soon. Thank you very, very much.
Thanks, everyone. Stay safe and look forward to speaking with you soon.
Thank you.